back with another Zebec video. We do have ZBCN up 23% on the day. Let's talk about it. Salute to the Zebec community. If you like these videos, make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and keep your favorite crypto and door-to-door entrepreneur inside the algorithm. So this is pretty good. We got Zebec back here at 205, looking to retest the highs and potentially go into price discovery. We talk about this all the time, like when we get these Lux Algo Ultimate RSI crosses, meaning the white line above the orange line, generally 70-80% of the time the token is bullish. So what's happening is we are seeing a lot of partnerships here between Zebec and other blockchains, right? And these blockchains do all type of things, but what happens is when the communities have these tokens, they have to go sell them and you know, turn them into fiat from exchanges and transfer it to the banks to actually use these tokens. What Zebec is offering is a solution to that problem by allowing these tokens to be integrated through partnerships and having their own personal cards. Guys, this is huge. So Octaspace has its own Zebec card, which means people in the Octaspace community no longer have to sell their tokens to use their tokens in real world. They can just swipe their Octaspace card and have access to their liquidity. The same could be said for 15 other blockchains, right? Now, you can go do the research on what blockchains there are, but there's 15 other blockchains that will be supplying their own specific cards. This is a huge need in crypto because outside of crypto.com card, I often find it hard to spend my crypto in real life, right? IRL, right? I know Sol had the Sol cards, and then something happened with the Sol cards where they got a lot of Fed and they became a FUD, and they became centralized, right? With the whole KYC thing. So I know some people don't like KYC. I think a lot of these cards do KYC to be compliant. I know Zebec, from the research that I'm seeing is very compliant, and I think that's positive, right? Because that shows that they're working to do the right thing. So whether there's KYC or not, that's not the point of this video. The point of the video is now people within these communities and these blockchains now have access to capital and liquidity without having to move money around. You can literally go into any store that accepts MasterCard and use your Zebec card. There's a guy that's on Twitter that's just been going around talking about how he's been using his Zebec card, right? Just just as an experiment to see, you know, what he can buy with his Zebec card. So the fact that they're integrating all these blockchains and the fees that they'll be able to get with these cards and the rewards that the community gets buybacks from these, you know, using these cards, right? Similar to the crypto.com card, you get rewards the more you use it. I think that this could accelerate the price appreciation of this token. And this is not even talking about the general utility of payment and payroll services, right? I know on this channel I talk a lot about the payroll services, but I never get into the importance of these cards. But that's one of the reasons you're starting to see the Zebec token fly. There's also been allegedly some, you know what I mean, allegedly a rumor going around that Zebec has integrated with Binance Smart Chain for cross-chain streaming. Right now, this was pretty old, but I've been seeing this around a lot on crypto Twitter, how people are saying Zebec has a confirmed partnership with Binance, but it's supposed to be even bigger than a partnership, a actual integration. Guys, let me know what you think about that. Like I said, they have a plethora, let me get that word right, plethora of different blockchains that's integrating ZBCN for those payment and payroll services. So this project not only has like backing, VC backing, right, from Coinbase and other big players, but they're actually integrating almost every blockchain that actually matters. They even integrated Solana for that Zebec card, right? You know, and that's kind of obvious, right? Zebec is built on Sol. So what we're looking for here is Zebec to break this resistance. You see these two wick candles here. We do have resistance sitting at about 661. So I would say yeah, 2061. If Zebec is able to break 2061, it is a good chance that it enters price discovery. If it gets rejected here and this ends up being a higher low, this could continue the downtrend to the downside to retest our 618 and 786 right between 2028 and 2019. So what we're looking for as Zebec community owners and anybody that actually holds the token and is looking for it to reach all-time highs, we're looking for a confirmation candle on the weekly above the all-time high, and you know, this token can enter price discovery. And I do believe if Zebec opens up into price discovery or enters price discovery, it's probably going to run to a 1 billion, somewhere between a 700 million and $1 billion market cap, and fast, because people are seeing the integration, they're seeing the adoption. The adoption has been crazy the last 2 to 3 months for Zebec, but they're also seeing the everyday use case and utility. And I think headed into this last leg, you want to get into projects that make sense for the solutions that we see from Web 2 to Web 3, right? Zebec is being integrated into everyday use, right? This is what you want to see. Every day you're going to use your card. You're going to swipe your card. Every day you go to work, you're going to clock in and want to get paid, right? Based on payroll. These are two problems right now when you look at Web 2, right? People are getting tired to have to wait for their pay, right? So Zebec is integrating their payroll services for a whole bunch of countries and a whole bunch of companies, right? And then you got to look at the payment services. Right now you'll be able to use your Zebec MasterCard literally anywhere, and it doesn't have to be specifically ZBCN. Right now you'll have all of these blockchains that have their specific ZBCN cards, right? Of course, it'd be their native token, but this is an integration that helps the project, which does buyback. So you can assume that from the fees that they'll be earning from some of these transactions, if multiple, thousands of people are using these cards, some of those fees could potentially go back to buybacks to help appreciate the token. So they do got sort of like a flywheel going on. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about ZBCN. They just recently partnered here with Algorand, and I'm pretty much going to leave you guys with the video where the guy was talking about the partnership and how they're utilizing Algorand for security purposes to make sure that they're compliant, right? They even have a TV campaign going on. So I mean, this token is taking it to the next level as far as marketing. With Zebec real-time pay your earnings stream to you instantly, making every moment of work count. That's what I was saying. Like, just imagine getting paid by the second, by the minute, by the hour, opposed to have to wait 2 weeks or even a month in some cases, depending on what type of job that you have. Now, this right here was Mark, the CSMO of Algorand, on why security is crucial when bringing real-world assets on chain through Zebec. Feel free to check this out, guys.
The ISO compliance, of course, is very important, and we are actually one of only a handful of blockchains that are compliant. And so, for instance, our ledger today is one of the few ledgers out there that is quantum secure. And you want to make sure that whatever you tokenize on chain will still be secure when quantum computers hit. And so that's what we have today. The chain is kind of quantum secure from a ledger perspective. But it's companies like Zebec that make the magic happen.
So in short, they're integrating Algorand blockchain for security purposes. If you've been paying attention to crypto, there's been a lot of noise about these quantum computers being able to hack Bitcoin at some point. So you'll start to see emerging narrative of quantum resistant blockchains, right? Meaning that, these new quantum computers can't hack and steal all our crypto, which is fair. Again, we're just seeing the infrastructure being built here by Zebec one by one, aligning themselves with some of the elite crypto projects within the space, right? So I can easily see ZBCN at some point creeping into the top 100, right? I still think that this is severely undervalued. When you look at every payroll company, they're all valued at 10 billion. Every payroll company that matters, right? They're all valued at 10 billion or higher, and ZBCN is sitting here at a $500 million market cap. So severely undervalued compared to the use case and utility, and these integrations are only going to help with the marketing and further token appreciation. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm bullish on ZBN. It feels good to see my bag going up even in the midst of a little bit of a correction in crypto. Not too concerned because I know we're headed into the FOMC meeting, but just wanted to give you guys an update on what I see from ZBCN from a TA perspective. It's your boy Crypto Millie. I'll see you the next one.